What's up, Internet? We are here once again in 401 Real Game by CoolBoy, looking at the myriad of bizarre, strange, fun, and bad games this thing has, and trust me, it runs the gamut. Especially that latter category, just you wait. But here we are with 231 Densets, which is Valkyrie Densets, I believe. And this is sort of an arcade Legend of Zelda style game. I'm not very good at it, but you play as the Valkyrie, and you basically just run around killing things, gaining levels, and trying to solve some sort of quest. I've never gotten very far in this game, but it's kind of interesting because you can change your character color and stuff at the start to customize yourself a little bit. And you can find, like, inns to spend money at to heal and, like, try and create, like, little mini checkpoints yourself. That said, I believe this is a console part of an arcade game, so there's not really any sense of being able to save or safety. It's really a game that wants to shove you into the dirt and laugh at you. But you do it the best you can. As we do. Here's a house. And that's a password for us, I think. We pay a little bit of gold, we go back to bed, we get our health back. I think enemies are based around locale and not like strength or anything. Got some health. Get some more money. And of course, it being an arcade game, we're actually losing health as we go too as well. Or that might be poison, one of the two. I wouldn't be surprised if it's both, honestly, because arcade games are just like that sometimes. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Alas. The Valkyrie would never reach Valhalla. But that's an interesting little game. Alright, the next game we have is all the way at 232, which is still a couple pages away. We have Cosmo Cop by Megasoft. And I believe this was, I think, the moment I see it I'll be able to confirm for sure, so we'll just, but I'm, based on the name, like 80% sure it is one of the games on the Caltron 6-in-1 multi-card. Yep, that's what this is. It's the one on that thing that looks interesting because it's kind of Space Harrier-y. But you just fly around as a robot shooting stuff, and that's all well and good. That said, like, music cuts out when you try and shoot things, and in a game where you're shooting things, you kind of do that a lot. This is not the best Space Harrier game I've ever played. I've played significantly better Space Harrier games, including Space Harrier. And I don't have the highest opinion of Space Harrier. I think it's one of the weaker Super Scalar games, honestly. But that's because I grew up with, like, all the other ones on my Master System. Whereas I kind of didn't get into Space Harrier until way later. But, you know, it's this. I don't know if any of the other ones in the Caltron 6-in-1 are on here. I wouldn't be surprised if they are, but this is the only one I can identify. Because it was the only one that looked kind of vaguely interesting to me. But this is basically something that was invented for another multi-cart entirely. On this multi-cart, you know, that sort of thing happens. I mean, of course, it's all pirates, so it's like the sense of ownership is a little loose with them, but you know, that it's a cheaper way to play the Caltron 6-in-1 than trying to track down Caltron 6-in-1, which is kind of embarrassingly expensive at this point. What do we have next? We have, going through the list, our next one, which is 233. Bar games. For arousement. Oh, you can tell I've got very little sleep tonight. Alright. And I guess it's that. It's a game where you bet and then the game crashes. Go team! But it looked like a fruit machine, so I don't think we need to spend that much time with it. I'm okay with skipping that entirely. Next we have Buggy Popper by Data East. Start. Oh, I know this. This is Bump and Jump. I think we already did. Oh, I love Bump and Jump. Bump and Jump's awesome. I reviewed it back in the day, too. This is one of those, like, really simple NES games that is just awesome. It's basically racing to save your girl in your dune buggy bumper car thing while listening to some killer tunes. Like I said, I'm pretty sure we've actually already done this one, so I'm not wildly offended if we don't play too much of this. I'm also on a very tight time limit today, but, you know, we'll see what we can do. Woo! I love Bump and Jump. Oh god. Jump! Yeah! Jump! Yeah! We beat the first level. Hooray for Bump and Jump. Great, you crashed a ton of cars. You crossed an 11-car pileup. Get some bonus points for that. I really like the music to this game. Now you gotta jump a wall! Because driving through the actual bits of the wall that are, you know, for driving, that's just too much to ask for. This purple car looks like it has, like, spikes sticking out of its tire to pop yours. I guess not. Jump! Consider yourselves bumped, cars. Oh no! I got bumped myself. Sad. Yeah, you also have to bear in mind, you can only jump if you gain a certain amount of speed, so you really have to be going, like, full speed the entire time. In a game that's kind of, sort of, a little reminiscent of, like, say, Spy Hunter, you know, you gotta kind of throttle yourself at times, which is kind of a problem, because you need the speed in order to make jumps. Jump! Jump! Whoa! This game gets really hard real quick. I think level 3 is about as far as I've ever gotten in this game. Because they get really thin roads now. Yep. It's a little tough to drive when you've got basically nowhere to drive to. But we're gonna try and make it. Maybe today. Nope, not today. Alas. The great dune bumper buggy of destiny failed in its singular goal of rescuing our girlfriend. Alas. Next we have Lee Ma Shin Dian. I have an idea what this is. Yes, it's Dian Shi Ma Lee, which I believe at one point was translated to English as Big TV Mr. Mary Bar, which is... It's a fruit machine with Mario. It's a game I don't think you can even play without a second controller. Yeah, because like all the buttons on your controller end up like being based around different outcomes you can bet on, which is a little strange. But this one is... This is actually how I got introduced to Dian Shimali. Every direction on the stick also is like a different thing you can bet on. And then I guess once you hit a certain value, they just say, okay, you bet enough. But I think this is a game that you're supposed to be able to play with like a second controller to play properly. But it's basically just a fruit machine. Just picks a random outcome and then gets you points because of reasons. It's really it. It's not very good or interesting at all. And that was Big TV Mr. Mary Bar, also known as Dian Shimali, or as this thing likes to call it, Lee Ma Shin Dian. Anyway, join us next time where we take a look at Metal Fighter, which I keep wanting to think is that one really cool Irem game, and I'm positive isn't. And every time I end up falling for that nonsense. But I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, subscribe to the show to see more, because we do a lot of this once a week. Plus, I got tons of everything else I do as well. And if you really want to make my day, check out the show's PayPal, Patreon. Support the show any way you can so that I can continue to do stuff like this. Plus, you get yourself on the Discord where we can talk about how awesome Buggy Popper is, because let's just be honest, it's bump and jump's awesome. And out of these past 4 games, past 5, do I think any of them are really all that worthwhile? I think Bump and Jump is, but again, I recall playing it already on this cart, so I'm not going to give it that. Valkyrie Densetz is pretty interesting, though, but I wouldn't recommend this cart based on these 5. But you did get to see Frotran, the Mario knockoff with bloody teeth from Dian Shimali, so that at least made this episode special, I guess. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Peace out, Internet.